A Florida woman has been arrested for pepper spraying tourists and stealing their luxury watches. A Florida man tried to run over some children after they ding-dong ditched his home. A Florida man was arrested after threatening to kill everybody on the Epstein client list. And Florida is one of the worst states for road rage. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News. They're all from the state of Florida because it's Florida Friday on Weird AF News. That's why. A Florida woman is accused of pepper spraying tourists and stealing their luxury watches. It sounds like she was just part of the Florida Welcome Committee, just giving the tourists a nice healthy dose of some Florida love. The police in Miami say that a 20-year-old woman was luring men into hotel rooms before pepper spraying and robbing them of their luxury watches. But look on the bright side. At least she didn't give them an unlicensed root canal in a kitchen. We have here the star of our story, Florida woman Esther Maria Torres, and she was arrested on 2 counts of armed robbery in connection with a pair of incidents that occurred in Miami. Welcome to Miami. Now give me your money. All right, according to the police report, Torres, the Florida woman, star of the story, entered a room at the Breakwater Hotel with a tourist, pepper sprayed him, and took his Hugo Boss watch and his wallet. 4 days later, the Florida woman allegedly pulled a very similar stunt at the Fontainebleau, this time lifting a Rolex worth over $20,000. Hey, but at least she didn't do it inside a gender-neutral bathroom, right? That'd be extra devastating. It says the police were able to identify the Florida woman Torres via surveillance video, and a traffic stop eventually led to the arrest of a man driving a car tied to one of the robberies. Oh, so the Florida woman's got like a pepper spray sidekick of some sort. His job is to point where she should spray the pepper spray.
The eyes, spray him in the eyes.
Did you say spray him in the ass?
No, the eyes.
Now it says Torres, the Florida woman, star of the story, was arrested on Thursday at Northeast 64th Street and Northeast 7th Avenue. You know the place. It's where you can get some spray. And I don't mean perfume. Ooh, look at this mugshot of the Florida woman, Torres. She is smiling. This is a big Florida grin right here. No regret at all in the face. You could just, there's no, this is the face of someone's like, yeah, I'd do it again too, real soon if you'd let me out. All right, let me close out this segment by just reminding you, my listeners, that you don't go to a hotel room with a stranger that you just met when you're on vacation. You certainly don't do it in the state of Florida. Capiche? A Florida man attempted to run over the children that ding-dong ditched his home. Are you all aware of the ding-dong ditch maneuver? That's when you surreptitiously creep up on an old person's front porch, you ring their bell, and then you run away. Why an old person, Jonesy? Well, because they can't really run after you, so you want to... I mean, you could do it to a disabled person, too. No, I don't condone this at all. Do not ding-dong ditch a disabled person. How could you? Never. That would be very cruel and out of bounds, as they say. All right, let's get the details. A Florida man was arrested after he allegedly tried to run over a group of kids with his car after they ding-dong ditched his home. What happened? He couldn't find his gun. We have Collier County Sheriff's Office. They say that John P. Albanos was arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with the intent to commit a felony. According to the report, the 51-year-old Florida man who just loves kids was at his home in Naples when 3 children approached his home, rang the doorbell, and then ran away. Yeah, that's textbook ding-dong ditch. You ring the doorbell, and then you run away. It's not to be confused with egging a house. Egging a house is completely different and pretty unaffordable right now given the egg prices. Now, according to the police report, the kids were riding scooters and had played this ding-dong ditch prank on multiple homes along the block of 28th Avenue in town. All right, well, you got kids being kids. This is what they do. Albanos, the Florida man, though, did not take kindly to the ding-dong ditch prank. Instead, he grew very angry with the kids, got in his car, and began to chase them down the street as they scooted away. Eventually, the kids ran into a neighboring yard to avoid getting hit by Albanos, and a neighbor who witnessed the incident called 911 after trying to steer albanos' attention away from the children. So the neighbor's stepping in and saving the lives of these children. This is a good Samaritan, as they say. Well, it sounds like Albanos really lost his crapola, as they say, pardon my language. What happened to just shaking your fist in the air and yelling, "Dag nabbit, I'll teach you pesky kids," and then, going back inside, sitting on your couch and downing a beer? That's, how the old people used to do it back in the day. Occasionally, they'd get a little frisky and they'd grab the garden hose and try and spray you with it. They'd put their little thumb over the opening there so it can really reach. Now they grab their shotgun or jump in their truck and try and run you over. Well, I got news for this guy. It's going to get a lot worse upcoming. You're going to wish that the kids were ding-dong ditching you, because here comes flaming bags of dung on your porch. Maybe bullets. I mean, this is Florida. I think the kids got bullets.
Right now, at the Home Depot, you'll find storage solutions made to fit your needs. Grab an HDX Tough Tote to protect your tools. Or keep your sports equipment contained with reinforced snap-fit lids. Or stack up and make better use of your space with bins and totes built to last. Whatever you're storing, we've got the gear to keep it organized and protected at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
A Florida man has been arrested for threatening to kill everyone on the Epstein client list. Huh? Did you just threaten to kill the President of the United States? I believe that's a felony, Florida man. This Florida man's been arrested, thankfully. Whew, sounds like a menace. He was allegedly threatening on Twitter, also known as X, to kill, quote, everyone that happens to be on the Jeffrey Epstein client list. I don't know what list he's talking about, right? Because Mr. Trump said there isn't no list. There ain't no list. And only losers are still talking about that guy Epstein. So this guy's a loser too. Why would you talk about this Epstein guy? What are you, a loser? By the way, Epstein was not his best friend. And he never wrote letters to him. He certainly didn't put any drawings on those letters. He doesn't draw. He never draws, okay? He's never drawn anything in his whole life, in case you don't know. All right, let's jump back in and get some details, find out what's going to happen to Florida man Terrell Bailey Corsi. He's got one of those hyphenated last names, Bailey Corsi. He posted threats on the platform X, threatening to kill everybody on that Epstein list that does not exist. About an hour after his post, Bailey Corsi posted more messages singling out specific government officials, saying that he would, quote, "I'ma kill you on sight." Oh, boy. He then added a few minutes later, in all caps, "It's time to start killing politicians on sight." Oh, boy. This Florida man does not like politicians in his sights. He wants politicians in his sight because he doesn't like them on sight. Now, the prosecutors detailed other very concerning, threatening messages that they claim were posted by the Florida man over the next several days. There was also a video posted where he threatened another government official who he believes is on the Epstein client list. But there's no list, so he's threatening no one, all right? I don't know how you can arrest someone who's threatening to kill nobody. Imaginary crime? How? False imprisonment, I say. There's no list. Can I go to jail for threatening to kill Santa and the Easter Bunny? Being that they're fictional as well. I'm kidding. He actually threatened specific government officials on a social media platform. That's not okay. There's, something's wrong with him. He blew a gasket and he needs to be inspected, all right? His engine light is on. And when a Florida man's engine light is on, you gotta get involved and get some help for the individual, because you know how Florida men solve their problems down there. This is in a violent manner typically and very unpredictable. It can happen in a drive-thru at a Wendy's. Florida is one of the worst states for road rage. That's right. Road rage incidents are unfortunately nothing new in the state of Florida, as you'd imagine. They're especially dangerous because everybody's packing heat in Florida. They're packing heat in the heat. In Florida, there is a permitless concealed carry. So you can carry a gun without a permit, concealed. And so in your vehicle is pretty concealed. So you get a lot of road rage and incidents that end in shootings. Drive-by shootings on the highway are probably a thing. Most recently, a Volusia County man was arrested after allegedly waving a gun at another driver in Florida, as well as following, threatening, and nearly running the victim off the road as well. But is the Sunshine State the worst when it comes to aggressive drivers? I don't know. I'm from Boston. We're pretty aggressive in Boston. Now, according to the newly released study on driver behavior from Consumer Affairs, the state of Florida is among the top 10 states with the worst road rage on record. Consumer Affairs utilized data obtained from reports to the Fatality Analyst Reporting System for 2023 and from reports to the Gun Violence Archive for 2022 to 2024 in order to determine the states with the most road rage. Officials scored all 50 states and Washington, D.C. on 6 categories, including traffic accidents involving gun violence, fatal crashes related to aggressive or careless driving, and fatalities involving aggressive or reckless driving. Florida, the Sunshine State, is number 10 on the list, up 1 spot from last year. It's high ranking partly due to traffic-related gun violence, as you can imagine. The article has some stats on traffic fatalities and instances of careless driving and gun-related roadside violence in Florida, but let's just jump to the list here. For the second consecutive year, Louisiana had the most aggressive drivers in the country, according to the report. Nearly 60% of the state's fatal crashes and traffic deaths were linked to aggressive or careless driving in Louisiana. This is the highest rate in the nation. Louisiana also has the highest overall rates of fatal crashes and deaths involving aggressive or careless driving per 100,000 people. Additionally, Louisiana has the second highest rate of traffic violations for aggressive or careless driving or speeding. The list of states here, top 10: 1, Louisiana; 2, New Mexico; 3, Colorado; 4, Arkansas; 5, Montana; 6, New Jersey; 7, North Carolina; 8, Hawaii. Hawaii? Can you imagine aggressive drivers in Hawaii? I don't understand how that could be. How could you be aggressive in a tropical, beautiful beach place? That seems very strange to me. Nevada's 9, and Florida is 10. Now, the 10 states with the least aggressive drivers, according to Consumer Affairs. Some of this might surprise you. Number 1 is Maine. 2, Iowa. 3, California. That's what surprised me, California. In my experience, there's a lot of aggressive driving going on. But then again, I'm sort of limited to just the Los Angeles area for the most part, where people just drive like jerks. So maybe overall in California, it's a pretty chilled driving state. Number 4, Mississippi. Utah at 5. Virginia at 6, North Dakota, then Nebraska, Oklahoma, and at number 10, New Hampshire. Least aggressive drivers. Now, the article ends with some tips by Consumer Affairs on how to handle aggressive drivers on the road. What you want to do is cock your gun, right, and point it out the window. I'm kidding. Here's what you want to do. It says prepare before you encounter road rage. I don't know how you can prepare for encountering road rage. It's a little spontaneous in my experience, but okay, let's see what they say about preparing to encounter road rage. It says trying to get into a good mindset before heading into what you expect could be a stressful driving situation can be helpful. Well, again, I mean, I don't know how you can anticipate a stressful driving situation. Although, I mean, I guess if you see that there's traffic along your way, a lot of traffic, you might be backed up. That's pretty stressful. But in my experience, people, experience road rage pretty spontaneously. Okay, here's the second tip on handling aggressive drivers. Stay calm. If you can recognize when you are getting stressed out behind the wheel, try to control it with grounding techniques. Ooh, what are grounding techniques? Well, apparently focusing on your breathing, paying attention to the music, or doing a 5 senses check. Oh, check your 5 senses. I'm not sure what that is. Am I seeing? Yep. Am I hearing? Okay. Am I tasting? Oh, this steering wheel's gross. Okay, another tip to handle aggressive drivers: distance yourself. Drive away safely. And if you think you're being followed, go to a busy public place or drive right to a police station instead of going home. That's a good tip. Report the behavior if necessary. Details such as vehicle descriptions, license plate numbers, and specific actions another driver took are all useful if you feel the threat to your safety warrants a police report in this instance. Yeah, I've never done that. I don't expect the police to be able to do anything. What are you going to... Hey, police, yeah, there's a guy in a brown Camry, license plate, yada, 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 that's driving really aggressively on the 10, heading east. Yeah, can you do something with that? No, I didn't think so. Okay, so sorry to waste your time. Like, I don't even know why you would call. That's the end of the list on handling aggressive drivers and road rage on the road. Nowhere does it say smoke a doobie. That's what it should say. Smoke a doobie. That's how you... You're never going to get mad on the road if you smoke a doobie. When you smoke a doobie, that puts you in a good headspace where if someone cuts you off, you just go, it's so good, man. Hey, there's enough room for all of us here on the highway, bro.
They say to only bring what you can carry. So with the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor, bring a lot. Like 3 dirt bikes, a few tents, an entire crew ready to make memories. A panoramic 24-inch display, and the confidence to push your limits. The all-new 2025 Ford Expedition Tremor.
Always consult the owner's manual before off-road driving. Know your terrain and trail difficulty and use appropriate safety gear. Max payload varies based on accessories, vehicle configuration. See label on door jamb for carrying capacity of a specific vehicle. Always properly secure cargo.
Hi, everybody. This is your handy-dandy host, Jonesy, reporting live from the closet for this Florida Friday episode. I want to thank everybody who sent me Florida stories the past 48 hours. Very, very helpful. You have contributed to some of the greatest media ever produced on the planet. The Florida Friday episodes of Weird AF News. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet to the show, consider. What I do is just lay it out for you. It's weird news 5 days a week, and on Friday, only weird news from Florida. Pretty self-explanatory with that Florida Friday title, but I just got to make sure I cover all my bases, you know. Dot my I's and cross my lowercase j's. You know what I'm saying, everybody. I hope you're having a nice weekend, or you had one. I am attending a wedding this weekend in Lake Tahoe for a good friend of mine, a comedian named Joe, someone I adore and have known for almost 20 years. This is a New York guy, and he's a very funny comic and a nice guy. I haven't been to a wedding in a while, so I thought, you know what, let's go to a wedding. I don't typically like to go to weddings, but I didn't have to get on a plane for this one, so I could get in the car and take a nice little drive up the eastern Sierras. So very, very nice. So FYI, if you don't get an episode, it's because I had a travel day and I didn't put one out. But I wouldn't miss the Florida Friday one. That's for damn sure. Anyways, if you guys want to support the show, do you want to support? How would you like to support? Huh? Have you made some money in the stonk market? Huh? Have you made some money off PLTR in the stonk market? You want to throw some my way? Oh, how sweet of you to throw me some of your stonk money. Maybe I'll take your money that you gave me from your stonks and buy some stonks myself. How about that? No, I probably won't. I'll probably buy beer and shots. Everybody. Anyways, if you want to support the show, here's the website, weirdafnews.com. You can buy me coffee, or you can join the Patreon. That's a good way to do it. Support the show. If not, if you can't afford to do any of that stuff, it's no problem. No judgment zone here, man. I understand the state of affairs in the economy right now. I know the value of the dollar and where it's headed. And anyway, so you can support me without any ducats at all by telling a friend about Weird AF News. That'd be helpful. You can write a review. That's pretty cool, too. Write a review on one of the platforms that you listen to. Very nice. Very nice. If you want to reach out to me, here's my Instagram, @FunnyJones. Hit me up, bro. I'll follow you back. We'll exchange pleasantries, as they say. Pleasantries are nice to exchange. I love exchanging pleasantries. Better than exchanging gunfire. Pleasantries are much better. It's going to keep us alive anyways. So have a great weekend. Good luck with your life, man.